Welcome back, everybody. Hot Mic rolls on this Tuesday morning. Moorhead native, Bison freshman sprinter Michael Haugo will join us in about 15 minutes from Fayetteville, Arkansas. He's competing in the NCAA West Regionals in the long jump. He won the Summit League Championship in that event just a couple weeks ago. He's coming up in just a few minutes. I mentioned off the top of the show, big day for us football rubes out there. Today, it is officially 100 days between now and the start of the college football season. Not week 0, actually week 1. North Dakota State will be playing 100 days from today, August the 29th, in Boulder, Colorado, against the University of Colorado. And lo and behold, we've got the head football coach of the Bison joining us today on the road. It's like the Ultimate Warrior from parts unknown. Tim Polasek joins us this morning. Do you have a countdown clock? Do you need a countdown clock to know that it's 100 days out?
I got to make sure we get back and we get that set up. I've been out on the road, doing everything I can for Bison football with recruiting.
Yes,
but it's exciting. You know, I saw your tweet the other night, and obviously there's been some magical moments that you've been able to tie into this great social media tradition, a way for our fans to get connected. I know there's a lot of excitement. We'll get our guys back on campus here the 28th, and so we got to start really locking in and moving forward.
I told a couple of the guys I had on at Cole Payton and Logan Kopp over the last couple of weeks that this is the one stretch of the season that they actually have away. But there's no time off for you guys, correct? For the coaching staff, this is about it. It's still ramped up. Like you mentioned, you're on the road recruiting right now.
Yeah, you know, I really like the plan that we laid out for our assistant coaches, which was about 2 weeks out on the road. You know, going and seeing all of our top tier guys. And then quite frankly, Zach and the recruiting department did a good job of organizing myself going out and seeing the guys that we have offered. You know, we can obviously have contact with those kids now, and that's a big deal. And so we've been working that plan, and then we get ready for another sprint of camp season, you know, in June. And then we get a little bit of a break. You know, it's just one of those things. We're on the gas in a couple different areas now with portal recruiting and portal situations that we never were before.
When you look,
the calendar's changed.
Yeah, that's to me, and you and I've talked about this a couple times. Like, how difficult is it to stay on top of literally everything? Especially now with recruiting and how many visits you can have. That's been reduced just to keep on top of all of that. I mean, how do you do that, frankly?
You know, it's interesting, right? Like Coach Bowl used to say, we got to be surgical with a scalpel, not a axe. I think that we have to be very open to talking about new ideas, creating a plan, going and attacking, and then adjusting it from year to year. Unfortunately, with some of the rule changes and some of these nuances, I just don't think that we've been able to, not necessarily North Dakota State, but college football coaches in general, we haven't been able to settle in and work our new plans, if that would make sense. And so just being adjustable, being sharp, being aggressive, being on the attack, keeping the moment to what it is. And right now we're in a stage where we're out here pushing recruiting. We got to knock that down, and then we can focus on other things that come to us.
Last time we talked was right after spring ball got done. I know you had to sweat out the last couple weeks of the portal window. Obviously, Eli Green decided to make his decision. Tell me about that week stretch of just, was it nerve-wracking? Were guys, like, you worry about guys coming to the office? How did that go for that last 7-8 days?
Yeah, I thought our assistant coaches did a really good job conveying information on fall camp rosters, the vision for each individual and how they fit into the team concept. And then, quite frankly, I was available to anybody that wanted to talk individually about their situation, about their vision for themselves and their families. And I guess one of the things, Dom, that's frustrating is, you know, these kids enter the portal all sorts of ways. You know, they're either real upfront and honest, or you kind of get a phone call while you're out on the road and their decision's been made, and we don't get an opportunity to fight for them or to sell a vision or to make sure we're all on the same page. And so that's been one thing over the last 4 or 5 years that does get a little frustrating. Again, we don't have time to cry. We got to move forward and we got to proceed and we got to do the best job we can with the controllable things.
With the collective now in place, Tim, tell me about that and what your vision on that and what you've spoke to fans about. This is necessary for ones that I think got hit with a 2x4 over the head with it in December to say, okay, hey, this is real. This is why it's important. Tell me your interaction on that so far.
Yeah, with the Green and Gold Collective, I think, just overall, my vision is still team oriented. It's still based on retention. It's still based on black and white circumstances of how many reps guys play. They'll be rewarded. And quite frankly, we'll reward out based on what we have in that bank. It's not for me to have conversations with 10 individuals to say they've earned this or that based on how they feel. I haven't been part of those conversations with anybody on our team. And so I think one of the reasons why people can get behind the collective is that we're going to do it based on the old North Dakota way. Like, you have to earn what you get. We're going to be reasonable with what we're doing. We want to push the envelope and get as much as we can in there for our players that are doing a really good job in the community, academically. The Alston money is another piece of this. And so we got to do the best job we can in making our kids appreciate their opportunity at North Dakota State, which for the most part, all of them do already. So if we can sweeten the pot a little bit, based on years in the program in the fall and in the spring, kind of reward based on repetitions played.
All right. So it's 100 days out. How much have you actually looked at Colorado film?
Well, the comment I would make on that is enough. I feel good about where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting because you got a new D coordinator, you got a new O coordinator. You have a situation where 18 new players or different players are going to be joining. So our guys are actually, this week, we're doing a simulated game plan week. And we're using Colorado to do that. And so they're very much in a mode of trying to be as intense as they can in May for an opponent we're going to play in August. And so I'm looking forward to getting some of that feedback back from the coordinators, situational feedback. And then I think this game is going to come down to us. It's not going to be about what they do. It's about a couple of their players and us being on point with those players. But our systems and our schemes have to be very sound in this one, because it's not going to be a matter of out game planning each other, because we're going to have very little information.
Hey, before I let you go, ESPN told me, I was visiting with them about this. There's a lot about Dion, a little bit about this as well as about North Dakota State. Tell me about that. You've been gone, now back to say, okay, first game as a head coach, prime time, under the lights, Thursday night, likely the first college football game on ESPN. Give me the emotions on that when I say that.
I just fire up.
Like,
I give you the coach speak. Oh, it's just another opponent. No, it's one of these potential landmark games or opportunities for us and for our kids to be on national TV. Okay, so we've got to be open to the idea of going to the deep end of the pool this fall camp, so we can play very relaxed, very free, and very aggressive on that opportunity that we get on that Thursday. And quite frankly, regardless of the opponent, but why run from, this is an FBS game. And at NDSU, we've cherished these moments. They've led to a lot of great stories, a lot of unbelievable experiences for our fan base. It wouldn't matter who we were playing first, but maybe it adds just a little tick. This is going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. We'll be prepared as a staff. Our players will be prepared so that we can enjoy it.
I saw you play golf down in the Twin Cities a couple weeks ago with some alumni. What'd you shoot that day?
Oh boy, I was in I think it was 80 or something. I didn't play good on the front. But played great on the back. I really appreciated Jamel Thomas, putting that together, because it was a good opportunity to see Ramon Hummer.
Yeah.
It was a hell of an opportunity to be around Billy Turner. Dan Larson got to play golf with Colton Hegel and Billy. It was a really good experience. It was fun.
Okay, now you ripped the Band-Aid off. Give me a great Colton Heagle story, since you're both Wisconsin guys. You got a good Heagle story from early in his career?
Me, Colton Hagel and the former D coordinator, we went fishing with his dad up on Leech Lake. And it was one of those grinder days. They don't call it, they don't call it catching for a reason. And something to the effect of, come on, TP, just keep grinding, and like, it was just so fitting. But there's so many stories, that I've got to experience with Colton since his playing days. Everybody brings up the Georgia Southern deal.
Yeah.
All those tackles and so forth. But, Colton's a pretty good golfer. He swings pretty good.
Okay.
And he was part of a really good baseball team in high school.
Yep.
And so people don't understand. Remember that at wiffle ball tournament?
Yes, that's
Colton
right.
was always real passionate. LJ was telling me stories about that. And you guys know how that probably went.
Oh, man.
But I just love Colton Heagle's competitive spirit, man. Everything that he does, he's a guy that I enjoy spending time with because of that. Same with Billy. Their competitive spirit's what's allowed them to be successful football players.
It's good to see you. Thanks for giving us a few minutes. Be safe out there on the road, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Yeah, thank you guys, and go Bison, man. We're fired up.
There he goes. Tim Polasek, NDSU head football coach, joining us on the road this morning as we start the countdown 100 days out from the Bison season opener at Colorado. We'll take a break. We come back. The NCAA West track regionals get going tomorrow in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Moorhead will be represented. NDSU freshman Michael Haugo will join us after winning the Summit League championship. We'll do that when Hot Mike returns after this.